Okay, in this video, we're going to kind of talk about hyperinflation and the collapse of the global economy. Now you're asking, why are we discussing this with this can of chunky chicken breast meat? Well, we're going to use this as an example, and it's not too far-fetched. It's just a standard item you find in your grocery store. The meat in here actually is quite tasty, and to make a quick sandwich at lunchtime, it's delicious. So you got enough in there, I think, for a meal. Me and my wife probably split this can at lunch. So one meal, okay? So inflation, how does it work? We all have our friend the US dollar. We go here and they tell us that this can, and this is all hypothetical, this can costs $5. And you know, that's the way it's been for a few years. You go in the store, you give them a $5 bill, you get your can of chicken, okay? Now, if you went in the store and tried to hand them a goldback, okay, which is worth $6.45, and say, hey man, I give you this goldback, they will not accept this. The employees won't. There's nothing they can do with this. They can't deposit it in the bank or anything, so it ain't gonna work. So inflation sets in, the economy gets worse, things get terrible. You go to the store, say 4 months down the road, and now you gotta give them $10 for your same can of chicken. And really not much you can do about it, and you go to every supermarket and place around, and all of them are selling this, you know, maybe $1 or so different brand or something, but now it has gone from $5 to $10. And you're like, oh boy, man, this is tough. And so again, political unrest, uncertainty, all kinds of weird things going on. And a few more months go by, and then you go to the store and you say, hey, I'm going to get my can of chicken, but now it costs you $20. Okay? Really ain't much you can do about it, if you even find it. This is kind of like what happened with eggs. My wife told me when the eggs disappeared or whatever, you couldn't find them, they quadrupled in price. Okay? And this was, you know, again, how did it happen? I heard that somehow that they did something to create this shortage or increase the price. But this is inflation. We're dealing with this now, okay? And granted, yes, you know, this item has gone up in all this weirdness. This ounce of silver, ounce of gold have all gone up. But to readily walk into the store and say, hey, you know, I'll give you an ounce of silver for it, they're not going to take it, okay? Because this is not legal tender. It can't be converted, deposited. You can't go to the bank and deposit these into a normal bank, okay? So, now everybody's thrown the word hyperinflation. When we're talking about inflation, everybody, oh, we're going to have hyperinflation, we're going to have hyper. It's obviously, they call it price gouging or whatever, but it's like when 9mm ammunition went from $15 a box on average to where if you could find it, if somebody had it. And the distributors online were selling for $60 to $80 a box of 50 cartridges, which was a $15 item 6 months before. All right. Hyperinflation is when you go into the store and you want this, and now you have to produce this. Okay. And again, say at this point in time, your silver does, as some people say, jump up to $100 an ounce. And you go, here, I'll give you this. Again, they're not going to take it. Okay, the system is not set up. with electronic currency. Actually, they don't like you using cash, okay, anymore. And chances are, if the situation gets that bad to where they need $100 for a can of this meat, somebody else is going to show up with one of these, okay, and whether you have this or that, they're going to put a bullet in you and take all of it, okay? So this is something you kind of going to have to be aware of. If these things get out of control, all right, your stack and everything else, it's, if the economy totally collapses, it's going to be, unfortunately, mayhem and violence. And like a lot of people said, it's going to be food, ammunition, medicine are going to be the things people are going to be trading. Okay, money, forget it, it's going to be useless. And just about anything like this associated with money also is going to be useless, because you have to also think, yeah, I got a big stack of silver. How many people do? How many people are going to be hungry? How many people have nothing? Okay, Google Pay don't work no more. You know, Bitcoin maybe. All right. So, something to think about. You know, you kind of should be prepared. I always believe in having some cash on hand. You don't need a collapse in the economy. You can have a solar flare, and if the power goes out, okay, you're in deep, all right? Because if you have cash stashed away somewhere, this will work before this, or any of the other things that we hold on to, okay, work. And also, it's always good to be prepared, okay? Because as we see in the LA riots right now, all right, you really don't need a collapse in the economy. You just have to be living in the wrong place, okay? And things can get out of hand. All right, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.